So the male lead believes that the future emperor, the emperor and the extras, the child of the emperor and empress in the series and Peerless series, yes, he must be having some sort of relationship, wink wink relationship with his teacher or follow disciple. I wasn't sure who that person was, what his, follow relationship was, was it teacher or was it disciple? I wasn't very sure. I was confused. But yeah, they're having wink wink relationships. And he tells that to the main character. He's like, yeah, they're not just follow disciples or teacher and student. They're lovers. Also, this person's technically a spy sent by the Gutarks or the Kanagits. I don't know how you explain, which wording it is, because I cannot pronounce either word. But yeah, was sent there to ruin the emperor and empress and ruin their country, or lead the prince astray, the future emperor astray, which isn't wrong, because later when he takes over the throne, the country falters. It goes from a brilliant, wise country to basically kind of an empire to a mess, a horrible, vile mess. So, two of the extras are basically stories that happened after Peerless, after 1,000 Items, way into the future. I don't know how far into the future, but after the Emperor and Empress, takes down their throne, passes it over to the future Emperor. These stories happenwards, and the main character literally saving two groups. One was a young adult or a teenager, and the other one was 3 children. Technically, it was the eldest of the 3 children, and then he takes all 3 children under his wing, but not he takes them up to his, sack, but he takes them to the village beside his sack for them to be able to find work and be able to survive and be under his protection. But yes, he has to save both sets from circumstances and happenings that happens after the future emperor takes the throne. Them getting in terrible situations from cause effects of the future emperor taking the throne. There's a reason why the main character Melly did not want him to take the throne, and seeing the cause and effects that these 2 sets going through because of the future emperor taking the throne just proves they were right from the get-go. Also, this scene was super fucking cute. It was a scene between the main character, his second martial brother, and their teacher, and it was so cute. He accidentally rips the main character's robes, and the main character ends up crying, running to his teacher to tattle on him. And the reason why the dude ripped the main character's robes on accident was because he kept trying to get the main character to call him big brother, basically. Or, older martial brother. Because, again, he's older than the main character, but because he came after the main character, he has to call the main character that, and the main character calls him the other one. And he didn't want that. He wanted the main character to basically call him big brother, like we discussed in my other video where he was dying. He told the main character the reason why he did everything he did was because he always wanted the main character's attention. And this scene shows it. Even back when they were children, he was chasing the main character around, pleading to the main character to call him that. We become very obsessed about it in the future. Very obsessed. But they both sit there and apologize to each other through their teacher. And they're caring for each other and crying for each other. Also, the main character looks like a literal angel. No surprise when his child self ends up in the future sack. Everyone was pampering and adoring upon him because he looks like a literal angel. But again, this looked like a perfect family scene. A sweet, adorable scene. And also, his second martial brother's wish in the past was to take care of the main character and earn money to buy the main character's snacks. Why did everything have to go wrong? So this scene is the scene where the main character meets his teacher for the first time, but it's not just that. This is where the scene where the main character meets the male lead for the first time, and the male lead fight the main character's teacher. All 3 scenes happen at the literal same time. And I've seen fan art for it, but not the fighting between the main character's teacher and the male lead. No, there's fan art where the male lead tells the main character's teacher he wants to take the main character as his student, his disciple, and the teacher being like, no, he's mine, he's my disciple. I've seen fan art for that, and I'm so happy that it all happens at the same time. We know the male lead wished the main character was his disciple because when the main character lost his memories, he had the main character convinced he was his student. Then when the main character gets drunk, and after he gets done being drunk, the male lead tells him that the main character was calling him teacher while drunk, and then tells the main character to call him teacher again. Like, what kind of storyline would it have been if the main character was his student? Like, would it have been the same as Husky and his White Cat Shujin and Scum Saving System, but where the bottom is the student and the top is the teacher, and still the more abusive one is the, teacher, and the student is the, abused one? Like, come on, what kind of storyline would it have been? But we know the male lead has some sort of teacher kink. We know it. We just know it. So when I saw this artwork, when I was going through the book when I first got it, I assumed this was the scene where the male lead met one of his disciples for the first time, and the disciple changed his name after he became the male lead student. I was wrong when I actually got to read the extra, and it wasn't that. Basically, the male lead came across this person in danger, saved them. Only this person accuses the male lead of killing his entire clan and family, because the male lead comes to a scene where the dude's entire family and clan is killed. But the male lead already figured out this dude conspired against his family and killed them, because how could this dude survive when everyone in his family who was much more powerful and stronger than him died? This dude conspired against his clan and family to be able to be with his sister, but his sister ended up freaking dying. The male lead is able to prove his innocence by showing everyone the artwork the dude was making of his sister. Yeah. This was not what I thought the scene was going to be. I full-on thought this was going to be a scene where, the male lead met one of his disciples for the first time, and I was pretty sure it was going to be the second disciple, but nope. It was not. I was wrong. And I thought that because, the two scenes of the main character, the three scenes with the main character and his teacher, but nope, I was wrong. Also, one of the extras, you read the scene where the male lead sells the main character, and then my anger from that scene all comes back, and I was POS. Why towards the end of the book you have to redo that scene? It does say that the male lead did have a little regret, but it wasn't enough to stop him from selling the main character for a sword, but doesn't make me not angry. Like, I wanted to chuck the book. I was freaking mad. Like, oh my god, I forgot how angry I was, but now it's back. I'm furious as I was furious before. That freaking POS. He should run for it. He will run for it. I will chase him down, even to the pits of the underworld, to drag him up and kill him. And then drag him back from the underworld and kill him. It will be a repeat cycle. Because I'm not happy what he did to my precious baby boy. I am not happy. I thought, oh, it's not that bad, I'll be reading some of these extras. But no, I had to reread the scene where he sold the main character. Why? Why did I have to reread that scene? Why? They're together. Why couldn't we have a sweet moment of them together? No, we got to reread the scene where he was sold. Why? Why do this to me, okay? Why?